In this video, we will design our Chatbox UI. Let's quickly open the preview. We need to add a nice header, which includes current user. And if we are chatting inside a group, then we will use the group picture and name or username, and we will add the current or last online status if it is single user, and if we are inside a group, then we will add user names or members name of this group, and it has an attachment menu, a message box, and nice chat bubbles. So let's get started. Quickly go inside source pages and let's open the chat box. Here we go. Now, instead of just repeating all the blocks which includes a header, quickly go inside subs and let's create a new file and call it chat user or let's call it chathead.js, and open the user box, copy and paste inside the chat head and change it to chat head. This is it for now. Go back inside Chatbox, import chat head from subs and chat head. Include this chat head right here and save. If we quickly open the inbox, you have noticed we have this flex call inside our header, and inside this inbox we have search and list. So we need to follow this similar guideline. Let's go inside the chat box, add a rel, flex, and AIC for align items center. And here we go. We need to add a couple of more things. Chat header, or just call it header. And we need to add conversation box. Let's go inside subs, create a new file and call it chat messages.js rsf, and for now just give it a class name of messages with rel, flex, and call, and save. And import chat messages from subs and chat messages, and include chat messages right here. Save. Great. We need to add one more thing, that is the chat message sandbox, but for now just open the css app.scss, and for chat box we need to include a chat head, that is user box, but we will call it chat head, and save. And we need to duplicate it from a user box. Let's quickly copy and paste inside the chat box. Great. And change it to chat head. Save. And now we have this nice chat head, but we need to change it to flex AIC, and we need to add a call. Just remove this AIC thing for now, and here we go. And for the chat messages, we'll quickly add chat messages block and save. Here we go. And we need to add this messages, or maybe we need to call it chat instead. And inside Chatbox, let's quickly add chat. And for chat, we will include the border thing that is from the search, border top and border bottom. Here we go. And for the bottom, we need to add flex one. This way we have acquired all the remaining space. So we need to add one more block or component, call it sandbox.js, or maybe rename it to chat sandbox to keep hierarchy clean. RSF chat sandbox, last name sandbox, and inside this sandbox we need to use this actions thing from chat head, save, and we need to remove this actions wrapper and change it to, we need to add a smiley and a mic. We already have a mic, and we need to select a face and click again generate font, and it will generate again a temporary link. Let's copy and replace it with the current link. Save. Great. Now let's quickly minimize it. And sorry, we need to add insert emote icon, and we have a mic. Let's add insert emote icon, and we need to add a mic. Save. Let's check quickly. Oh, sorry, I forgot to include it. Let's quickly import chat sandbox from chat sandbox, and we need to add sandbox. Great. Now save, and we have our chat sandbox here. You can see we have the same background color as we have inside our header. So for chat head, just duplicate from chat head to sandbox and save. And we need to add a little padding of roughly 8 pixels, or maybe 10 is good. And we need to add one more thing, that is input, or maybe we will add a text area. And for text area, we will add div class name equals new message and S14 font, and save. And inside the sandbox dot new message, we will add flex one, and for the button we will add a width of 45 pixels and height of 45 pixels, and save. And for the flex, let's add flex and AIC. Here we go. Now I need to inspect, and we need to add type of message placeholder. Quickly add it. type a message, and here we go. Great. So inspect the button, and for button I will add I need to add border 0 pixels, and width should be 13. And for the block we need to add border to 0 pixels, and margin should be 10 pixels horizontally, and a little border radius should be fine with a padding of 10 pixels, and height will be 43, or maybe 40 is good. And we need to add resize none, so let's copy and paste inside new message. And for the button we will use border 0 pixels with 40 width and height, and the background should be RGBA 0000 and a color of 888. Copy and paste inside the button. Great. Now we are back on track, and we have our nice header and footer, but we need to replace icons, that is attachment. So attach underscore file, go inside chat head, we have attach underscore file, and for the user link let's add div, or maybe let's quickly add h2 class name status s13 c send 7, and we will add last online will be 3 minutes ago. Here we go. And we need to add call, or maybe we need to include div class name equals username oh I guess we should change it here, or maybe we can add chat meta, or just call it meta, and we need to add h2 and h2 again, and for the current user we will use camera and with Danny, that is my own name by the way, and let's call it name, and 15 for the name. Here we go. Now we need to change to 12 and 14. Great. And if we quickly go inside chat head u meta, we will add meta margin left should be 10 pixels. Here we go. And what else we need? I guess we are done here. Great. Now we need to change the background color of our chat messages block. So let's quickly go inside chat and change background color to smoke, and click and select a darker tone which is used by WhatsApp web, WhatsApp, and go inside images, and we need to copy the background color code, which is right here, and we will use open image in new tab, right click, inspect, and for the color I will use this code. Copy and paste right there. Great. Now we need to change chat background. Let's save. And we need to dock the developer tools to right. By the way, I'm thinking if we can change the sidebar width to 400 or maybe 450. Yeah, I guess this width is actually more user friendly instead of a smaller one, because last night I was checking my desktop app for Mac, and it is acquiring the 1/3 of UI, so you can see the last message preview a bit more text. Okay, so we need to create new file, and it is chatbubble.js, and for chatbubble I will call it class name bubble rel and save. And for chatbubble we need to include the username and the message and timestamp. For now we will enhance it later. Let's add h2 class name and username with a call it name is 14B for bold, and we need message. I guess we should give it paragraph, call it text with not bold, and we need, I guess we should go with this for now. So let's go inside. I guess we should close chat head and inbox, and inside chat messages we should import chat bubble from chat bubble chat bubble, and now we need to include an empty array, and we will map node equals chat bubble. Great, let's save, and here we are. One more thing, that is we need to, I guess we should add a couple of more blocks, or keep it this way for now. Now let's go inside chat bubble and app.scss, search collapse the inbox, and inside the chat let's add a bubble, and the chat bubble will be um what should we call it? Flex 1, and inside chat messages it is flex call. Here we go. Now we need to include div class name, and let's call it what should we call it? Let's call it message. I guess we have a better name, that is balloon, bubble balloon. Here we go. And we have flex AIC and save. We need to add a rel as well. So inside the bubble we have balloon. For balloon we will add background FFF, and we need to change the text mode which we have added inside the inbox, conversation list, meta, extra, and we have a badge. So we need to change it to the chat bubble. Just remove the flex for now, and we will call it display table and save. There we go. And we need to add a padding of 30. Let's start with 30 and 30 pixels, and I guess we should add 20 for vertical padding. Okay, so for the balloon we will add a padding of 6 pixels. Start with 6 pixels, and a border radius should be 8 pixels. And for bubble we will add margin of vertical, let's add 3 pixels, and horizontal should be 0 pixels. Here we go. Now we need to look closely. Here is our balloon block. Now we need to add this nice arrow, and you can see we have font size smaller than what we are using, so let's change it to 13 and check if we are, yeah, 13 is good. Great. Now let's add padding of 7 and 10 pixels. Now we need to add, and before content will be but before that we need to include a couple of messages, but let's go with it. Content and position will be absolute, absolute, and let's add a width of 20 pixels and height of 20 pixels and save. Here we go. And for the background let's add white, inspect, and for before we will add left 0 and bottom to 0 pixels. Let's add left to, where is left, z index to 1, and background to white. I guess we should reduce the height to 15, and left should be 10, bottom should be 4, I guess, and for border radius we will use 100% or 20 pixels actually. So let's quickly copy and paste inside our before, and for the after we will use content exact same, but for the color we will use background of our block, and the position, the trick for generating the arrow is inside the position, and we need to add border, and for left let's include, here we go. And if we can just reduce, or maybe just keep the bottom to 9 pixels, we need to copy and paste inside content and save. And now we have our nice block or bubble, and now we need to add a message. Quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Great. Now we need to add the time. If we can open the block, we have a nice time. And for the balloon, we need to add max width to 75%. And for the padding, I guess we should add 30 to right, or maybe 40 to right. And for the time, we need to add quickly stamp, and the stamp should be 03:54 p.m. and it is font size 11, stamp, and save. Now we have our stamp, but we need to add C7 ABS, and for the stamp we'll use bottom 7 pixels and right will be 7 pixels. There we go. But we can see the font size is a bit smaller, but we will keep it for now. Inspect and add padding of 60 for now. We will change it later, but for now we are actually trying to complete the UI so that we can move to functionality. Great. We need to add the other side block that is pointing to the right side. So what else we need? We need to overflow the chat or chat head. Chat. We need to add overflow X hidden, overflow Y auto. Here we go. Now we have a nice chat block overflowed. Let's go inside the chat messages. Now we need to add an index. For now, let's add node index, and we will add direction, or maybe let's use a direction prop for now. We will change it later because we are checking for the user ID. If the message ID is mine, then we will simply Then we will simply add it to the right block, that is green bubble, and if it is from any or from any member other than me, then it will be white block. So let's go and add index module 2 equals 0. Then it is direction, let's call it 1, otherwise we will call it 0. So let's go inside chat bubble, and for now we will use this direction prop, and we will add direction equals 1. Then it is from me or the current user, that is bubble, or let's call it mine, otherwise we just need to add an empty code. Now you can see every other bubble has a mine class. So for bubble or for the balloon, yeah, let's use the balloon instead. Now we need to add dot balloon, and dot mine, and same for the default balloon. Here we go. Now we need to change it back to chat messages because I got confused. Let's move it back to mine. Oh, mine. And inside app.css we have this mine thing instead inside the balloon parent, that is bubble. We have mine, and inside balloon and we need to add right here, save. Now let's add balloon background to green, save, because we are going to change the color from web. And let's quickly check for the chat. Here we go. Open image in new tab, and we need to inspect, and for the background we will use this background color, and we will change it to hex code. Copy, and for the balloon we will use this nice color, and for the background for the before we will use the same color. Great. Now go inside our text block, and here we go. Now we need to change the direction, so let's go inside the inspect and select before, and instead of left we will use right. Right should be -10 pixels, and left should be auto, and same for the left should be auto. Save, and it will switch back from left to the right direction. Now for the bubble we need to add text align to right, justify content to flex and okay, you're right, you are absolutely right. Now as we have our bubble, we can flex it, and then we can just add justify content to flex and here we go. Let's quickly add flex to bubble, and to mine we need to add justify content to flex end, and we are good to go. Here we go. Now one more thing, that is double tick. We will add it later. Okay, so this is it for this video. In next video we will complete our chat UI.